Hey guys, this is a basic bass filleting video, if ever there was one. My name is Roger from Roger's Rigs. I've done a bunch of fillet videos, and I've got some tricks that can make this simple. So this bass got hooked this morning, it's bleeding, we had to keep it, and I thought, perfect, we're gonna make a video from this guy. Alright, to fillet a bass, it's simpler than a pike or something else, because they have a fairly simple bone structure. If we were to lop this guy in half, his head off, we'd see he's got a spine bone, and he's got rib bones, and he's got skin, and what we're trying to do is take this meat off. That's the fillet. So the trick is, if you've done it a million times, you've got the feel for it. Let's say if I was to fillet this after having done it a zillion times, I wouldn't remove the head. I would start right along the spine, and I would feel out that spine line down to the ribs and cut across. If you've never done this before and you don't want to screw up a nice fish, this is the little fillet hack. Take a serrated blade and cut the head off. Here's the gill. We got good fillet all the way up to here. We want to get all we can out of it. So we're going to start all the way up here. The beauty of a serrated blade is it'll go right through the bones and it won't dull your filleting knife. So there we go. We have removed the head on that angle right past there, set the head aside. Now all of a sudden we have a cutaway of what I was just drawing. We've got the ribs and we've got that spine line. Now it's simple. If you've done this a million times, you would have by just blind feel drop this knife down and ran it across. But if you do it wrong and you haven't done it for a million times and you drop the knife out here, you wasted a third of the fillet, the best part of the meat, left behind. So this hack and this trick really works. Now I can see precisely, as if I'd done this a million times, where that blade's got to be. I feel that spine line and I drive that blade. I'm actually pushing down on that blade right across that spine line to the hilt, and now I'm cutting out. The beauty also, I'm cutting out against the grain of the scales, which is a zillion times easier than cutting in, and it doesn't dull the blade so far. Now, the guts, the stomach, go out to the vent. The guts are this area. So once I've run the blade, even with this fin, I'm gonna push the blade all the way through. I know I'm on the right side. This is all gonna make great sense once you see that spine. And I'm pushing down all the time. That's the beauty of these flexible blades. I know I'm riding across on that spine right out to the tail. This time I'm gonna leave the tail meat on. Now I've just gotta help it a little bit. I'm putting pressure with my thumb here to pull the meat away from the ribs, and I'm giving it probably 3 or 4 strikes along to get it started. Now, some people fillet the ribs all the way down to the stomach. The disadvantage there, first off, there's not that much meat. The second thing is, if there's contaminants in your water, there's contaminants in your fish, and it's usually in the belly fat area. So I've opened it up. I've started it around that spine line. Now there's a little bit of a pin bone sticking out there. I kind of trim above that pin bone, and again, this is a beautiful flexible Rapala. These knives are like 12 bucks. They're incredibly good blade. I'm pushing down using that flexibility right up against the skin. Woohoo! Look at that. That is a nice clean fillet. We're gonna have that for lunch, guys.
I'm so hungry.
Yes. Now look what I left behind here. I actually have done this enough that I intentionally, as I was riding this blade, I didn't ride it all the way out. I left that. That right there is a nasty little piece of fat that if it's left behind, it leaves a bad flavor. So there's one clean fillet. Now this side, we can see what we're doing even better. See that? there's that spine line. You know I ran right tight to it. On this side, I'm going to stick my blade on the opposite side of that spine, and you can almost watch it just under the surface. There's blade right there. I'm going to flip it over, and again, cutting out and riding right behind those fins, right above it. Once I've reached the end of the fin, I know I can pop out at the lower fin and out to the tail. Now, we're going to just peel away against the rib. I'll try to show you this as best we can. Putting a little pressure with my left hand and just kind of getting those cuts started with my right hand. Then I usually just tear it because I'm not going to chase after that belly meat. Probably more harm than good. I can easily see and feel where those pin bones are. Just above that is where I insert the knife. I push it down nice and flat. My name is Roger from Roger's Rigs. We've got a website for a bunch of different fishing stuff, and at our channel at rogersrigs.com we've got a lot more fillet videos and a lot more how to catch fish videos. But right there is another beautiful clean fillet ready. I think we're going to do some blackened bass. A little salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter is about all it takes. So there we got it. Two nice clean fillets. There is nothing here you really want to eat. There, you can see the light right through that. You can see that we ran that blade close to that spine, and by knocking the head off, you can see cleanly where that goes. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any other comments or ideas, drop them in the comment box below.